Hello, and welcome back to the Pure Nintendo podcast. This is your weekly dose of all things Nintendo. My name is Gemma, and joining me this week, I have my two excellent friends. Welcome back, Trev. How are you?
Hey. I'm doing okay. I don't
Excellent.
know why I did like Fat Albert there,
I
but
don't know. I loved it though. I love it. What a cool reference. And welcome back, Kirk. How are you?
I've got no references I can pull out really quickly. So,
It's all good.
yeah, we'll just say hi.
Yes, hi indeed. Yes. Welcome to the show. Welcome to the week. And it's another week of another Nintendo Direct. That's like 3 in a row in very short succession.
ooh,
Yes, Nintendo surprised us. We kind of were, I guess, assuming there'd be a February Direct. There's usually something around this time. And this was a big one. It was a partner showcase. So it showed off 32 games in total, which is huge. So we're going to go through our highlights, which will be, I guess, about half of the games. But yeah, there's a lot there. If we spent 2 minutes on each game, we could go through all 32, I suppose, in 1 hour. So, but let's get to
challenge
it.
accepted.
Challenge
Nice.
accepted. Yeah. Yeah, but it was. What did you guys enjoy the just overall thoughts? Did you enjoy the showcase, the direct? Did we enjoy it? Did we think it was a good one? Trev, what do you think?
Yeah, I did. First of all, I like seeing a direct that felt like a proper length.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
We were joking about the Mario trailer. That was like a 2-minute trailer for a
Yeah.
5-minute direct. So this was, over half an hour, and it was like worked out to what, like a game a minute, pretty much.
Yeah, pretty much.
Um,
Exactly. Yeah.
It was good, and not every game obviously is my cup of tea, but I thought there was enough variety that
Mm-hmm.
I saw a few I liked. And I mean, let's be honest, if I liked all the games, I mean, when would I have time to play them all? Assuming I could even afford them all.
I know. That is the thing that is at the back of my head during these presentations. Oh, that game looks good. That game looks good. I'm like, I just don't. I have to choose a few here. I can't play all of them. There's too many. There's too many. But that's all right. Well, let's start with the first one, which was Orbitals. And what I do
Wait, did
love.
Kirk like
Sorry,
the direct? I'm
sorry,
sorry.
Kirk. Did you want to give an opinion on the overall impressions?
Well, I guess now I should, right?
Yeah, please.
You stopped things and went back. I better have an opinion. Yeah. Two thoughts. First, the funny thing to me was my favorite announcement I actually somehow missed during the direct.
Oh.
I got an email on it afterwards. I thought, oh, I'm going to write this up because this is one of those things that wasn't part of it, and I want to bring some attention. But then the
Mhm.
email said they mentioned it in the direct. I'm like, where? I had no idea. So we'll get to that game later, and I'll talk about it then. But my favorite thing about this direct is, as I was watching it, I kept thinking this is the partner direct that I wanted soon after the Switch 2 was released, or
Mhm.
or before it was released. Like there were so many games here that are the type of games we normally would not have gotten on a Nintendo console before
Mm.
the Switch 2. So a lot of the support, a lot of these things that are rolling over, I'm like, all right, now we're finally cooking.
Yes. Oh, definitely. That is such a good point. I mean, I love that there was quite a mix. Like, there are a lot of Switch games, but there's heaps of Switch 2 games. And like you said, we wouldn't have got these previously. So, yeah. And to your other point, there was one game also that I didn't catch in the direct either that I saw in a press release later on. And I'm like, wait, that's from the makers of what? I didn't see that, and it was during that little very fast snippet towards the end of the direct that they went through, like, I don't know, 5 or 10 games really quickly. So I didn't even know what it was. Anyway, we'll get to that later as well. Cool. Thank you. That's very good to hear. Let us know this is what you thought of the direct as well. But let's get into some of the games, some of the highlights. There's a lot to look forward to in this coming, I guess, it's kind of the first next 3 to 6 months, I suppose, because they talk about summer a lot and fall, and then there's some actual specific dates. So we're kind of good up until like around August, I think. So Orbitals, the first game that was actually mentioned in the direct, is the Switch 2 title, and it is coming in summer 2026. So, Trev, did you have an opinion on this one?
Yeah, I marked this one. I thought it looked promising. I thought it was a nice game to kick the direct off with.
Mhm.
At first, looking at the cutscenes, I'm like, is this from some early '90s anime that I'm just not
Yeah.
aware of? Because I
Yep.
thought they looked pretty slick. Um, but I like co-op games as a rule, and puzzle platformers, which is kind of what this one looked like. They were demonstrating some of the um, puzzles you could do to like advance and whatnot. Um, and they
Mm.
promise unexpected solutions to puzzles. So I like that a lot. I always like games where you can solve a puzzle more than one way. And in my experience, I don't know if I overthink puzzles, but I often tend to solve them in maybe the way that wasn't intended, and I just create more work for myself. So I don't know if that's going to be the case with this one, but it looks like the sort of game I could enjoy, playing with my wife or maybe you guys, with your kids or family. And it's got game share too, although it still looked like it was split screen even in the
Mm.
game share. So I'm not entirely sure how that works, but
Yeah.
um, yeah, for a game that just wasn't on my radar at all, I'd never heard of it or caught wind of it. I thought it looked pretty promising.
It did, and it does look very promising. I feel like we'd seen a glimpse of this at some other stage, maybe late
Yeah,
last year. Yeah.
yeah, we did.
Yes, because
Oh,
that
see, I missed it just like you
Yeah.
guys. That was the
Yeah.
game I missed. And where
Yeah,
was I?
yeah, exactly. Because it does have that very anime style, like, it looks like a cartoon from, yeah, way back when. Look which looks awesome, by the way, it looks really cool. And, yeah, the split screen, you mentioned that, looks pretty fun to play locally. Yeah, that's a good question about the game share, though. Yeah, I don't know how that's gonna work. Did you have anything to add to that on Orbitals, Kirk?
No, kind of the same thought you did. I still don't have a really good feel for what the game's about. We saw the multiplayer,
Mhm.
or the 2-player co-op, but the actual gameplay kind of escapes me a little bit. That could also just be because, as you mentioned, like that I don't know, 70s era, 80s era
Mhm.
anime look of it. Um, it was kind of everything. That's all I was focusing on
Yeah. Yeah, yeah.
through the whole thing because it just looks so cool. So yeah,
It
I'm
did.
looking forward to learning more about this game quite a
Yeah,
bit.
excellent. Thank you, guys. The next one on our list is Tokyo Scramble, which this is a Switch one. What is this one? Switch two. Sorry, Switch two comes out on the 11th of February, which is actually this week, right? It's only a couple of days away, so that's a really
Mhm.
close release. And Trev, did you highlight this one again?
I did. I thought the game looked intense.
Yeah.
It had those Xenos, which are basically like dinosaurs,
Mm-hmm.
and it seemed to emphasize stealth. I know stealth is not everybody's cup of tea. They'd rather just like, beat up the dinosaurs or shoot them or whatever. But I tend to like stealth sections if they're done well.
Mm-hmm.
Like Zelda games often have, small stealth parts, and I tend to like them a lot.
They do. Mm.
And I thought this one looked really intense, sneaking around, and obviously, they can only show so much. This one has game share too, so I'll be curious to see how that works. And another thing I like about this game is, well, they mentioned it was exclusive, so you can only play it on Switch too, and you can already pre-order it because obviously it's close to release. But looking at the footage, I thought this was a full price game. This is only $29.99,
Oh, really?
which impressed me based on what they showed. Now, granted, it might be a shorter game. I don't know, but it looked pretty high quality. So I think based on what I saw, that looks like a good price.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, I thought this looked really good, and it is a Switch 2 one. So, an exclusive. Does that mean exclusive to Switch 2 as opposed to any other console? That's pretty neat.
Can't play it on PlayStation.
Yeah. It was very interesting. I love what you said about the stealth because, yeah, it's not maybe everyone's cup of tea, but it's such a different way to play because these Xeno dinosaur creatures are, are pretty powerful. They showed, I think, one of them catches someone and you're kind of done for as soon as you get caught, right? It's not a
And I'm a
pretty.
sucker for dinosaurs in video games. I
Yeah.
mean, really, dinosaurs in general. So
Mhm. Yes. We don't have enough dinosaur-themed games, do we? Yeah, this one looks really interesting. It's obviously set in Tokyo. I guess that's why it's called Tokyo Scramble. Must be some kind of post-apocalyptic kind of world. But yeah, this will be really interesting. Did you have any thoughts on this one, Kirk? Were you
Well,
intrigued at all?
yeah. They mentioned something at the end that I didn't fully understand, but it talked about the multiplayer and said
Mm.
that multiple people can control the character at once.
Mhm. They did.
And either I misunderstood that or they didn't expand on it. They were like you could like look at different things or something. I didn't really get a feeling for what that is, and I'm intrigued by it because I can't imagine four people controlling a character at once. Maybe maybe one person's controlling and the others are able to look in different directions, so they're able to see things coming from all angles. Maybe, I don't know.
Yeah, that's a really good question because it said something like one person can control the camera or something like that. Did you guys catch that? Like it did have something on the screen where you could choose what you're controlling. I don't know what the 4 sections were, but I'm sure one was camera, which would be
Can you imagine if it was like one
yeah.
person controlling one leg and the other doing like a three-legged race? Like, you're done for.
That's gonna take some cooperation.
Uh,
Yeah, I think even the Xenos at that point would be like, "We this is just this is wrong. We're this is too easy for us. I feel guilty. We're going back. You guys, please escape,
Yeah.
escape and get some help."
Yes, and it looks like you have to kinda trap the Xenos using, I don't know, the surrounding areas, which kind of is an interesting concept as well. Like, was there something with a dinosaur on a treadmill or something? Oh, no, no, like an escalator, right? And it was kind of
they showed a few things. I
yeah.
remember one of them got wiped out by like a giant like
Oh,
crane,
yeah. Yeah, 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 the
which I
crane knocked
thought
it
was
up.
pretty funny.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah. So that could be fun, it could be interesting, and maybe this is another case of there's multiple ways to do things, Trev, like in orbitals. Maybe there's a few different solutions, I don't know.
yeah,
Mm.
that's so much fun when they do that. It gives the game replay value, you know.
Yeah, exactly. You mentioned the length. We obviously don't know the length, but based on the price, and also just because it is a stealth game, I wonder if it is a shorter game. Only because you would think perhaps it would get if you're just running and hiding and trapping dinosaurs. How long would that be entertaining for? So maybe it is a slightly shorter experience. Perhaps that is
Yeah.
reflective of the price as well. So yeah, we'll see. We'll see soon enough. It comes out this week. So yeah, definitely hear more about that one during the week. Next up is, and I don't know if I am going to say this correctly, Valheim. Would that be correct?
I
That
think that's
sounds pretty
correct.
good.
Yeah. Okay. So Valheim, I don't know if this is a game that already exists. Is it? That's coming to Switch 2? Maybe it looked like a sort of game that's coming to Switch 2, but I don't. As in, it's been on other consoles, but I'm not sure of that. But it's a survival game.
It looks
Um,
like it came out in 2021.
yeah. Okay. Yeah. I was watching this with my son, and I know I think Trev, you probably highlighted this one as well, but I'll just say I was watching the direct with Hayden, and he said, "What is this Minecraft ripoff?" Because it's like you're building a house, you're like crafting things, building armor for yourself, and things like that. But it's obviously a different look to Minecraft. It's not the blocky sort of look. But yeah, I guess it is kind of a maybe a grown up version of Minecraft in a way. But what did you think, Trev?
I mean, is Minecraft as I mean, they call this a brutal
They
exploration and
do.
survival
They
game.
do.
Like, I
Yes.
mean, we saw a guy pass out basically into the
I
fireplace
saw
because he wouldn't
that.
unplug the chimney. So,
Yes. Yeah, that's quite funny.
but it's interesting. You were talking about like the visual style.
Mm.
I didn't catch this immediately, but certain scenes where maybe they were more zoomed in, it almost looked like it had a deliberate, like pixelated look,
Mm. Mhm.
but yet it was modern looking. Like it wasn't fully like that retro pixelated look. But I don't know. It might just be something I fixated on. But the more I was watching it, I'm like, what are they doing with this presentation? Like, is that a thing? Like a hybrid, like old school look with modern
Yeah.
sensibilities? Like, I don't know if you guys picked up on that, but it struck me.
Mm. Yeah, it doesn't look super like it's not meant to be super realistic in a way, is it? It is a slightly blockier approach, maybe? Even though it's
But I
not
only noticed it in certain scenes, like where it
yeah.
was close up, like when they showed like a bigger party at a certain point. Like
Mm.
I wouldn't have picked up on that, but I don't know.
Yeah.
Either way,
Interesting.
I think it makes it stand out a little bit.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah. And I like that you can play, was it 10 people online can kind of explore together, I think, which is kind of
Yeah.
fun. And once you build a ship, you can kind of reach new lands as well, which makes it sound like it's quite a big game, which with lots to do. Yeah,
Yeah, it looked
seems.
like it was a good size.
Mm. Kirk, any opinions on this one?
I don't have anything personal to add to it, but I will say I pulled up here that it was actually nominated for Best Debut Indie Game and Best
Oh,
Multiplayer Game at the Game Awards of 2021.
cool.
And it was named Game of the Year for 2021 by PC Gamer. So,
Wow.
Oh my
definitely
goodness.
has the accolades.
Wow.
That's, yeah. Okay. That's neat. I did not know that. The release
And
date
that's what's
was,
awesome
sorry.
about Oh, go ahead.
No, I was just going to say the release date isn't confirmed, as in it just says 2026 for this one, right? So we don't know a date or even a time period. But sorry, Trev, what were you going to say?
I was just gonna say that's what's awesome about Switch 2 is now we're getting games that are brand new to us. Like I wasn't aware of this one, and
Mm.
yet it's a game that's really got some good street cred, with gamers and critics. So I think it's awesome that they're able to, for these indie devs too, to widen their audience now. Players on Switch 2 who have never played this game or even heard of this game before.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, it's fantastic. So this is one of those games that you were mentioning at the start, I guess, Kirk, that we wouldn't have seen previously, I suppose.
Yeah.
Cool. Mm.
Yeah.
Excellent. Let's move on to the next game. Next was Hollow Knight, which Trev, you highlighted. Thank you, because I would have done the same. I'll let you go first then, because I love Hollow Knight. Obviously, this is one of my favorite games of all time, I think now. So, and
I
Silk's.
swear I'm not the only one who highlighted games. I just highlighted the most.
Well,
Well,
gentlemen,
I'll
before we
be
get started, let me
Yeah.
ask real quickly, because you bought this game and started playing it right
Mhm,
ahead
mhm.
of. Now, do you feel bad that there's a Switch 2 edition? Are you going to replay it?
That is a good question because I only bought it last September when Silksong was announced,
Hmm.
so only a few months ago. Because I have beaten it technically, but there's still more to do. I've done most of it, but yeah, there's always more to do. Kind of, a little bit, but I'm still going to I meant to do it before the show. I didn't get a chance to, but I will be downloading the Switch 2 edition. It's free if you have the Switch 1 edition, so that's really nice. Most of it is just enhancement to visuals and I guess performance. But like I've said numerous times, this game already looks lovely. But I'm definitely going to check it out, even just to experience. I've sort of read some like brief reviews just to see what people think, and everyone's saying it looks fantastic. Silksong certainly looks, and that was on Switch 2 for me, the sequel. That looks better than Hollow Knight just because it is a newer game with enhanced visuals and it's a Switch 2 game. So I am looking forward to seeing how it looks. I still have one ending to do, like one boss fight. I think I mentioned I haven't quite done that. It was very hard. I have heard that it's a little bit easier, like some of the responsiveness of the controls is just a touch better because of the frame rate side of things or whatever, the performance. So that might help. Maybe I will beat that boss. So yeah, I wish I could have experienced it all on Switch 2 just visually. But yeah, I'll still give it a go. I'll still definitely check it out. I don't know if I'll replay it. Maybe not yet, but probably at some point I will because it is such a lovely game. I just have a lot of other things to play. But it is very beautiful. Imagine if it was my most played game again of this year. That would be crazy. Yeah, but what did you have something you want to add, Trev, since you did highlight it? I was wondering
Oh,
why
yeah.
why you highlighted it.
Oh, well, I mainly highlighted it for two reasons. First, one you kind of already mentioned. It's a free upgrade
Yeah.
for Switch 1, which I'm really I really appreciate that because we haven't really seen a lot of consistency
Mm.
as far as these upgrades go. Some of them are free,
Mhm.
some are like $5, $10, $20. So I think I think that can't be overstated enough how cool that is. That
Definitely.
it's a free upgrade, even for a resolution boost. I mean, that's still generous, right?
Mm.
And it did make me think though when they were showing Hollow Knight Switch 2 edition that I made a prediction that 2026 would have less Switch 2 editions, but I just want to remind I was specifically talking about Nintendo themselves, like
Yes.
first party Nintendo developed and or Nintendo marketed and published. So I don't count Team Cherry in this regards, but I just wanted to give them kudos again for making it free upgrade.
Yeah, absolutely. I totally agree. And I think you're right about the inconsistency. Like even was it Fantasy Life I? It was like $2 something, which is nothing really. But why?
Really.
Why even charge the $2? I don't know. It's so bizarre. Yeah, lovely. It is really lovely to see a free upgrade. So thank you to Team Cherry. And I will check it out. I think if you haven't played it and you've been thinking about it, I guess now is the time. Even the full game is not expensive regardless. So I think it's like $20 maybe. So
I'm
and
not even I
mm,
think is it? It was a
that
15, I
that
think.
could be the Australian price actually. So yeah, maybe it's 15 US. Yeah.
Oh, that's yeah.
Yeah. I think that could be true actually. I think I paid 20 for it last year. So yeah, probably cheaper in the US, which is so cheap, especially if you like this style. It's going to like it's going to occupy your time. There's so much to do and explore. It really is good value. Honestly, it's very good value. So definitely check it out. Let's move on because I could spend a whole episode on Hollow Knight. Let's go to The Adventures of Elliot. Now, I think I highlighted this one just briefly because there was. So, this is The Adventures of Elliot, the Millennium Tales, which we knew was coming to Switch 2 this year. I guess the thing I wanted to say is that now we have a release date, which is June the 18th. There is a demo which came out last year, which I did play through. It's really nice. It's really fun. It is that kind of classic top-down RPG experience with that, what is it, 2D HD kind of visuals. I think the visuals worked really well in the demo, like a bit better than some of the other ones I've seen. I think it was a really nice looking game. The trailer for the direct gave us a bit more detail about what the game is like, because the demo is pretty much just playing in one area, but it looks like there's different ages that you play through, like different time periods. You go through the same location but at different time periods, and it changes and looks lovely in each one. So that's interesting. A bit like Chrono Trigger, I suppose. A little bit,
Oh,
maybe. I don't know. Anyway, I think it's one to look out for RPG fans. So just wanted to highlight that. I'm assuming you guys didn't have anything to add to that one, but feel free if you do. No?
I
That's
thought Kirk might comment on the visuals because he's hit or miss with that kind of style.
Mm,
Yeah, boy, I'd have to see it. The demo will help. I kind of waver on the HD 2D thing. It was fun at
mm.
first, and now I think it's overdone, and I'm not into it anymore. But could certainly push through it if the game's good. It's not going to
Mm.
stop me from playing a game I enjoy.
Yeah.
Um, I'm here on the eShop and was looking at it. The demo, unfortunately, is more of a let's see how people are playing this game kind of demo as opposed to one that
Ah.
actually gets you started.
Mhm.
So there's some exploration. It says there's some battle features, but it won't carry over to the full game. So you're mainly just horsing around with it to see if you like it, as opposed to actually getting started. So
Yeah. Okay. That makes sense. Yeah, because it came out quite some time ago, and I think it was more like, yeah, almost a not a beta test, but kind of, like they were giving people a chance to try it, and also I think they were getting feedback on it as well.
yeah,
So, yeah,
I
that's
was
cool.
wondering if that's why they called it the debut demo. Like it makes it
Mm.
sound like maybe we'll get another demo
Yeah. Yeah,
um,
maybe. Mm.
closer
Could be.
to when does this one release?
June the
Summer?
18th. Yeah.
Yeah, I wonder if we'll get a demo closer to release.
I wouldn't be surprised, honestly. I
yeah.
think that's very likely. Yeah. Cool. Well, next up is a big surprise, I thought, and I think something that a few of us are interested in, which is the Super Bomberman collection. And this one comes out for Switch 1 and 2 with a physical release. So does the eShop version and the physical release at the same time in August? Or was that just the physical release?
No, it's already out on the eShop.
That's right. It came out
Um,
on the direct day, didn't it? Yes.
yeah, in fact, I've been playing it a bit.
Nice. Okay.
Couldn't hold out for the physical,
That's
but
that's brilliant. This is like a collection. How many games were there in total? You'll know, Trove. How many games are there?
oh, okay. Let me think. There's at least 7 that I can
Yeah,
think of.
that's amazing. Because yeah, it
There's
was
we have
definitely 1 to 5 on the Super Nintendo, right? I remember that.
yeah, there's Super Nintendo, Super Famicom, and then they have. I think they call them bonus games, but they have
Hmm.
the first 2 Bomberman on. Well, they're the Famicom versions, but NES. So they're the more simplistic. Not quite as chaotic as later games were, but there's a good variety. I've been playing it both on my own and with Jen, and obviously these games are much more fun in multiplayer. Um,
Hmm.
and what I like too, and I think is worth a mention, is you might think a Bomberman is like, oh, trying to blow up everyone, but a lot of these games have competitive and cooperative modes.
Hmm.
So
Yes.
um, we played both, but we tend to prefer the co-op. Um, and it really it hasn't led to any less laughter or whatnot when we accidentally blow ourselves up or accidentally bomb the gate and then more monsters pour out. It's like
Yeah. Yes, that's right.
it's chaotic fun. I'm not a very good Bomberman player, I must say. I don't think I ever have been,
Hmm.
but there's like a good variety of colorful multiplayer fun. So
Mhm. That's brilliant. Are you reviewing this one, Trev?
yeah, I got to
Nice.
play a bit more, but
Yeah. That's
um,
cool.
obviously I'm not gonna be able to probably talk about every game at length in the review. But
Yeah. Yeah, yeah.
that's the problem with these collections because there's just too many.
Yeah, well, that's at
Too
least 7,
many.
and there's something called a boss rush mode as well that they've added.
That's right. Yeah,
Have you had a
I didn't
chance
look
to
at
try that
that
yet?
yet. No, not yet.
I
I
remember.
started
Yeah,
when I
sorry.
first played. I started on the NES game because I'm an NES kid,
Mhm.
and then once Jen got in the action, we started with Super Bomberman on the Super Nintendo,
Mm.
and um, yeah, so I got more to play. And what's cool too, I don't know how some of these worked originally with like saves. Like I know they had passwords, but you can save multiple save files and pick up right where you left off,
Oh, that's
which is
good.
just so much more convenient.
Yes.
Um, I
Yeah.
will just throw this out though. When we were first playing, I detached the Joy-Con controllers, right, and we were playing holding them NES style.
Mhm.
Do not play that way. You're just going to end up bumping the rewind button constantly. Like I could
Oh,
not avoid. My index finger kept tapping it, and it was driving us nuts. So I ended up using Pro Controller, which was way better.
that's a good tip. What is the rewind button? Is it like an L button or something, or
It's like the ZL or L or, and
yeah.
I could not avoid hitting it. And it's like the more I tried not to, the more I did. Or, you know, these games were built around D-pads. Using the nub is just
Mhm.
not nearly as precise. Like I'd miss a corner, or yeah, these games really need a D-pad, whether it's a Pro Controller or you're using the buttons like with the Joy-Cons in the shell there. Um, just make sure you're not using the nubs,
Yeah,
and
good tip,
you'll save
definitely.
yourself some headaches.
Yeah. I remember playing Super Bomberman for the Super Nintendo with friends. We had a multi-tap for the Super Nintendo, so you could
Oh,
have
nice.
four controls,
Yeah.
which is really cool. So I have lots of fond memories of that, and I think the music in the trailer that they showed during the direct was from, I don't know if it was from that game or they all have that music, but it was so familiar to me. I'm like, "Oh my gosh, I remember those tunes." So
Oh, nice.
that
There's a
brought.
music player too in
Oh,
the
cool.
collection, so you can listen to various tunes at your leisure.
Yeah, I feel like some of the new Bomberman games don't quite capture the spirit of some of the originals. I remember really liking the Super Nintendo one, and even the one on the Wii, which I don't even remember what it was called, but I think it was a WiiWare title, not even a full Wii game. We used
Oh,
to
wow.
play the heck out of that, honestly, and it had really cool modes, like there was a star collecting mode, and if you got bombed, you didn't die, you just lost stars, and then someone would swoop in and pick up your stars, and it was the one with the most stars who won. Things like that they
Oh
don't
gosh,
seem to
this
have.
sounds familiar.
Yeah. They don't seem to
Oh
have those
man.
kinds of things anymore, and they were so fun. So, so fun. So, yeah,
Oh.
I look forward to your review of this one. Now, the next one is a bit further down. I just want to quickly mention a couple others that were mentioned in the direct because I think they're pretty big. So, Final Fantasy VII Rebirth is coming out on June the 3rd for Switch 2. This is the second of the trilogy of 7 Final Fantasy VII games, if that makes sense. So, that's not too far away considering January was the first one came out. 5 months later, the second one will be out. I don't know when the third one, I don't even know if the third one's out anywhere, is it? I'm not even sure. I should look that up. But that's a big one that will be out in June. Pragmata, which we already knew from Capcom was coming to Switch 2. I don't know if we had a date for that, but that's April the 24th. And the other cool thing is that there is a demo out now. You know how much I love my demos. I have not played it yet, but I will. But that's a big one. And that's another, example, Kirk, of Switch 2 games that, games we would not have got previously. Both of those, Final Fantasy and Pragmata. And even the next one, Turok Origins, which is a Switch 2 title for fall 2026. I had to look into this because I'm familiar with Turok 1 and 2 on the N64. I didn't realize there were actually 8. This is the 8th Turok game. Not all canon, not all related to each other. Some are spin offs or remakes or whatever. But there are 8 games. This is the 8th one. And this is not a game that's being ported to Switch 2. It's for all consoles. I wasn't sure if it was like a remake or remaster or a reboot or whatever, but it is a new title in the Turok series. And speaking of dinosaurs, as you were, Trev, this is a
Yep.
dinosaur game. Did you ever play Turok on the N64?
Like you, I played the first two.
Mm-hmm.
Um, in
Yeah.
fact, the first one I think was called full name was Turok the Dinosaur
I
Hunter.
think it was. Yes.
So
Mm.
Yeah, I played the first two, but I haven't really followed the series.
Me
So,
neither. No, I was surprised to see it there. And the one thing I did like about this was that you can jump between first and third person perspectives. You don't have to be stuck with the first person
oh,
if that's not your style. The other interesting kind of fun fact, I suppose, I didn't know until like literally this morning when I was doing some research. Turok is based on a comic from the 50s, like 1950s. Did you know that? I did not know that.
oh
So,
man.
yeah.
That sounds really vaguely familiar. Like
Yeah.
I might have read that back in an old like EGM or Game Pro, like back
Mm,
in the 90s, but
yeah.
it long been forgotten. So,
Yeah. There you go. Kirk, sorry, did you have anything to say about any of that before we move on to the next game? Just to give you a
I,
chance to
I don't
speak.
think so. Except it may be some fun trivia. When I first got my GameCube, when
Mhm.
Tyranny bought it for me, she the first game, well, the one she got it for was the reason I got it is because I kept playing that Star Wars Rogue something. What was it, Rebel? I don't know.
a
Um,
leader.
yeah, that might have been it. The one with the Death Star attack at the beginning. I used to play it at the stores all the time, and she thought, well, I better let them take this home. She and
Cool.
her dad picked out games to start us off with, and Turok Evolution was one of the
Ah.
first games that I ever owned
Oh, well, there you
because
go.
that Luigi's Mansion and Star Wars.
Oh, well, there you go. That is a fun fact. Did you
Mm.
enjoy Turok on
I think
GameCube?
so. Yeah, I
Hmm.
remember pushing through it. I think probably I didn't enjoy it as much as Luigi's Mansion, which is the one that
Mhm.
really
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
ended up being the of the three, the one that rose to the top. But yeah,
Very cool. That is a fun fact thing. Thank you, Kirk. Next up is Monster Hunter Stories 3 Twisted Reflection, which is coming to the Switch 2 on March the 13th. Did we have a date for this previously, Trev? Was that new information or did we already know it was March?
I don't remember, to be honest.
That's all right. I'm not sure. Let's say it was new. I don't know. We knew it was coming out this year. Maybe we had quarter one or maybe we had fall or something.
Yeah.
Oh, sorry, spring. That would be spring, wouldn't it? But yeah, anyway, we have a date now, regardless. You're probably quite excited about this one, I imagine?
Yeah, I marked this, and I know we've already talked about this a little bit on some past shows, so um, I won't spend a ton of time on it. But there is a demo out now, and Trev has joined the demo club. I downloaded it,
Nice.
and I've been playing it. Actually, Jen played most of it. Like I was playing it, and she was watching. I'm like, "You want to play?" And she got into it. I don't know if it's her experience with Wild Hearts
Mm,
several months ago, where she's just more comfortable with that like kind of style of gameplay. Because it's a little bit of well, a little bit Wild Hearts, a little bit Pokemon, a little bit like a hodgepodge of kind of gameplay styles. And I think she liked it. It was colorful. The only other experience she had with Monster Hunter was the mainline series, which is more
mm,
dark and kind of gritty and your grays and your browns. And this game's very vivid, um, and the demo really highlights that style. So we've had a lot of fun. It seems like it's a meaty demo because we played it for a couple hours and
oh, cool.
we're still going. And you can even do like side quests. I thought they might be locked out for the demo,
Mm.
but like you can do them. And this is one of those unlike um, what was that game with the 2D HD style
Uh,
that we were talking about? I already
oh,
forgot the name.
yeah, I don't know. I don't know what the first one was, sorry.
But yeah, this demo will carry over. So um,
The Adventures
it's
of Elliot.
oh yeah,
Oh,
yeah, yeah,
sorry, I
yeah.
thought you meant the first ever game.
Oh
Sorry.
no, I'm sorry. Yeah, I was
Sorry.
just making the point that this demo is actually, if you want to invest the time in it and you think you'll get the game, it'll carry over. So
Oh, yes, okay. No, that makes sense. That's good. That's a good thing. And most demos do that, yeah. And I didn't realize it's been 20 years since Monster Hunter Stories 2, right? Was it 2006? Am I correct in that? That it's been that long since Monster Hunter
wait, say
Stories?
that again.
I don't
Well,
think so. That was a
Since
fairly
the
recent
game
one,
came
wasn't
out?
it?
was it? Okay. Maybe I'm wrong.
No, or do you mean
What
did it
did
take place 20 years after? Is that what you meant?
I don't know. I just looked up release date and it said 2006, but maybe my, you know,
Did you look under AI?
I did. Yeah.
I
It's probably steering me wrong.
well, the
think the
first
sequel
Monster
only
Hunter
came
Stories
out.
was a DS game, wasn't it? A 3DS game?
Yes, yes. It came out in Japan. I want to say around, I don't know, 2015.
Um, oh, okay, maybe that was Monster Hunter 2, not Monster Hunter
And then I think we got
Stories
it a year
2.
later. The
Yeah.
main series started back on the PS2, I think. So that might be 20. No, that'd even be longer. I don't know.
No, I was completely wrong. It was 2021, the last Monster Hunter Stories game. So yeah, only 5 years. Sorry about that.
That'd be cool if they did a demake though and aged it back. I think that'd be fun. Monster Hunter Stories 2 Origins or something.
Yeah. That'll be the next thing they do, next style. Yeah.
You guys gonna try the demo?
I did download the demo. I haven't tried it yet.
Oh,
What about you? Are you interested, Kirk, in this?
I would. I think out of all the Monster Hunter Stories games that we've looked at recently, this one appeals to me most. It just looks a little more adult, less kiddie than the other ones have been. But we've got so much stuff coming out, and
Yeah.
the games I tend to pick up take so much time to begin with. I
Mhm.
don't know if I
Mhm.
want to force another one in there,
okay.
but who knows?
Who knows? We'll
Did
see.
you play the second one? I think because I know Sophie, I think, had it like on one of her favorites. Like, did you
Did she
watch her
take the
play it at
review?
all? I don't
Um,
remember if she reviewed it or just had it on like her best of list, but I
Ah.
was wondering if you watched her play it.
no, I don't believe so. She
Okay.
might have had that also. She may have been in college by then. Yeah, I don't know.
Oh,
No, wait, no, that would have been 21. Yeah, I don't know.
It's
I don't have a very
it was
vivid
20 years
memory
ago.
as to
Sophie
what
wasn't alive.
yeah. Yeah, sorry for leading you astray there. Oh,
No,
that's
we're opening up a metaverse of reviews.
I know. But yeah, March 13th, it's only about a month away for the full game. So that's pretty close. So we'll see how we go with that one when it comes out then. Next up is Arcade Archives 2. I don't really understand what this is, Trev. You're gonna have to explain this to me. What on earth is Arcade Archives and Console Archives? Like, and there's first waves. What's going on with this? Can you explain it?
Okay, well, the Arcade Archives, because you know how the Switch is loaded with Arcade Archives games, but there's certain Arcade Archives games that are exclusive to Switch too,
Right.
like Ridge Racer, and I think that was one of them, right? Was that on Switch one too? I don't think it was. I could be wrong. I'm not checking, but um, Rave Racer is actually in that series. It's Ridge Racer. I want to say 3
Mm.
because there's Ridge Racer Revolution, and then there's Rave Racer, which uh, got released on the PlayStation under the name Rage Racer.
Okay.
It's all very confusing,
Yeah.
but it's a fun racing game that I have a lot of good memories with. And be honest, this is the sort of game Kirk should be playing because this is a game you don't have to invest a ton of time in. You know, you can unlock some tracks and whip around, drift around some corners, and have fun. Um, anyway, that's its own thing. The big thing that surprised me was Console Archives, which is Hamster bringing over games from other systems. It's basically, I think, like remember how before Switch Online we had virtual console games where you could buy individual games and just
Mhm.
keep them
Yeah.
and not like have to rent them. That's what this is.
Okay.
And the first two games, which I'm also playing, so I'm a little overloaded with games right now, but thankfully they're smaller games, is Cool Borders, which was a PlayStation game from a PS1 game from 30 years ago, and Ninja Gaiden 2, which was an NES game from closer to 40 years ago. I think it was 1989, 1990.
Mm.
And they're in the first wave of titles. So,
Cool. Okay. So Arcade Archives and Console Archives are like you download that and then you can buy games to work in that kind of thing. Make
yeah, it's not like a program like Capcom Arcade
Mhm.
where you're buying from within their own library. It's its own title.
Okay.
Like the full title is Console Archives Cool Borders or Console Archives Ninja
Okay.
Gaiden 2. It's
Yeah.
basically just their marketing, like
Right.
their label.
Okay. That makes sense. Thank you for
Yeah.
explaining. Yes.
I
Hamster.
don't know how well I explained it. I'm listening to myself talk out loud. And I'm like, "Ugh, I'm making it.
I just thought it was a collection, and I just wasn't sure how it was adding to the collection. So I thought you bought it and then it was added to, but you buy each one individually that you are interested in. Is it a bit like the not sort of like
Yes.
the pinball games that you guys play? It's not like that, is it? Where you can just buy tables. That's not the same thing, is it? Because that's like you download the
Yeah.
game and
No,
then yeah, okay,
it's not like that.
right.
Not
Makes
like
And
that.
good, because it's easier, I think, to manage them all separately. Like, I don't wanna have to go into an app to then
Mhm.
go into the game that I want within that app. Just, let me hop right into the game.
Yeah, okay, cool. Yeah, okay, that makes sense. Did they say how many were coming or just that there were more coming? That's it. They didn't really say, did
Um,
they?
they showed footage of a few games. I didn't recognize some of them. One of them looked like an old one of those historical kind of management sims from the NES, like
Mm.
Romance of the Three Kingdoms or something. I don't know. Um, if they did announce how many were coming, I don't think they did in the direct. It's possible they sent out a press release after with a list of some of the early games. But
Yeah, maybe. Mm.
at least for right now, Cool Borders and Ninja Gaiden 2, you could go on the eShop and buy them today if you wanted.
Okay, cool. And so
I
you're
actually already
yeah,
have a review of
yeah.
Cool Borders
Oh, okay, yeah.
sitting in our writer's corner. So by the
Oh,
time you're
yes.
listening to this
Mhm.
podcast, that should be up.
Nice.
Ninja Gaiden 2, I'm going to spend a little more time with. I do have that on the NES, so I have played it before. So I got to
Mm.
make sure I'm not just like all, being nostalgic for the
Yeah.
NES. And
Yeah, yeah, which is easy to do, yeah.
yeah.
Cool, okay, and so Rave Racer comes out on February 26th, but the other 2, are they out now or did you get early access to those?
Yes, no, they are out. They are now in the first wave
Okay,
of titles. I think they came out the day of the direct.
yeah, okay.
Um,
And they're just for Switch 2, right? Not for Switch 1?
yeah, just
Yeah.
for Switch too.
Okay, brilliant. Thank you.
The one thing I
Um,
wish they would have done was kind of at least given us some hints as to what consoles they're looking at.
That would be handy. Yeah.
yes, I 100% agree with you, Kirk.
Yeah, I think if they could get some ColecoVision games, or of course Intellivision games, like
Mhm.
some of the ones that the Intellivision releases from Atari kind of lost the licenses for, maybe Hamster would be able to get those because they're already working with those developers for like arcade games from the same company. So I'd be curious to see if they could get us some of those games that the other collections cannot.
Yes, that would be great to know in advance. Obviously, they've got what, PlayStation 1? Is that what Cool Borders is from? And
Yep.
NES, yeah. And Rave Racer, where is that one? Oh, that's arcade. So that's literally from an arcade. Like, it's an arcade
Yeah,
game.
that
Yeah.
was the arcade game.
Yeah.
Although it was on PS1, they changed the name to Rage
Yeah,
Racer.
okay.
Obviously, the arcade looked better, so I'm
Yeah.
glad
Yeah, yeah.
that's coming because I don't remember the arcade game. I played a lot of Ridge Racer in the arcade when I was a kid, but I don't remember
Yeah.
Rage
I
Racer.
remember Ridge Racer. Yeah, I don't remember Rave Racer. Yeah, that is confusing with the names, but anyway. Anyway, well, then they went through, I guess, a whole bunch of games really quickly. And the one, well, as I think there's a couple that we want to talk about here, but they went through Scott Pilgrim. The second one was another Eden Begins, and this is the one that I didn't notice. And the only reason I bring it up is because I had a press release saying that it was from the makers of Chrono Trigger, and it's another top-down RPG in that sort of style with time travel and all sorts. That was interesting, and that did not at all come across in this very brief clip during this montage that they showed. So Another Eden Begins. Apparently, it is a mobile game, Another Eden, and Another Eden Begins is it's not a I don't know if you call it a port because they've redone a lot of it. Like it's got voice acting and they've apparently added a whole bunch of stuff. So yeah, it's not an original. It's not a fully original game. It is based on the mobile game, but yeah, they've really done a lot of work on it. But it is a Switch 1 and 2 title coming in summer 2026. So if you're an RPG fan, that might be one to look out for. And then the other couple we want to talk about, I think Trev might be interested in Disney Dreamlight Valley, Nintendo Switch
Um,
2 edition.
hold
Oh,
off real quick. I
sorry.
thought
Yes.
Kirk had one in the montage.
Oh, did you? Sorry, Kirk. Which one did you have?
No,
No.
the games that I want to talk about are all down the thing.
Oh,
Is there one that
really?
I should be talking about? What did they show that you think I needed to
Oh
mention?
no! When you said you missed one in the direct and you didn't find out till later, I assumed it was in the montage because it went by quick.
Yeah, it was so
Oh,
fast. Yeah.
I thought maybe it was WWE 2K26 or
oh no,
something.
that's not my wrestling company.
Yeah, that's
Haven't you
what
been paying attention?
I
I don't
did.
know.
I did have that thought when I saw that. I'm like, "Wait, that's a Kirk game," and I'm like, "No way,
Yeah, no,
that's not."
that's the evil company. No, AEW. I'm an AEW guy.
Yeah, yeah.
Oh, that shows what I know. Okay.
Well, no, that's all right.
Wait,
Everybody
wait. So what's
when they
your
think wrestling,
excuse
What's
for
it?
what
missing your game?
I'll tell you what my excuse was. I was at work. I was taking care of
Oh,
WordPress sites at the same time, and I had it off to the side, and I must have got too caught up in my job.
oh, okay. Well, that's a good excuse.
That's a pretty it's a we'll let it
I was
let it
blaming the
slide.
montage, but
Yeah. Yeah,
I'm
'cause
sorry, Gemma. I got us off track. What
no,
were you asking me?
Disney Dreamlight Valley, which I think was also in the montage, wasn't it? Right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
probably. I
Yeah.
highlighted this mainly because I don't know if you guys remember a few weeks back, I talked about I was playing one of the um, like DLC
Mhm.
editions. I
Yes.
The name escapes me off the top of my head, but playing it on Switch 2, it's just the Switch 1 version, and granted it looked a little better, but it didn't really run any better, and it didn't run good on Switch 1 to begin with. So I noticed it more on Switch 2 because I was expecting more. I'm like, man, this is choppy.
Mm, mhm.
I'm like, I don't know if I can play this at length without giving myself a headache. So in my notes, because I didn't do a review of it, but I was writing up something. The crux of my summary was, boy, we need a Switch 2 edition.
Mm.
And here it is, March 25th. It's not that far away. So
No. Yeah.
I hope it gives the game the juice it needs to be more playable.
Yeah, hopefully. Another Switch 2 edition, yeah. But
Yeah, but it's
not a first
it's
party.
not Nintendo.
Yeah. No, that should
Oh,
do pretty well. I don't know how I guess it's a popular game, right? They keep adding stuff to it. It seems to be
yeah,
yeah.
and that's the thing. They wouldn't be. I feel like I'm always getting emails with like updates and
Mm.
additions and contest competitions. So it's got to be retaining its audience.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly. Cool. So March 25th, Nintendo Switch 2 edition of Disney Dreamlight Valley. That's neat. The other one in the montage, I think, was PGA Tour 2K25. Do you say 2K25? Whatever. Which is for Switch 2. And that one was out the day of the direct, I think, wasn't it? So that's out now.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
forgot about that. I mean, not the game, but I forgot it was already out.
Mm.
Um,
Yeah. So you're interested in this
unless
one, Trev?
I'm, what's that?
Oh, sorry, you're interested in this one?
I am as soon as I catch up on all these other games I'm playing.
Yeah.
I'm making up for the last podcast where I didn't talk about any games.
Yeah. Yeah.
I got to get some games. I am interested because unless I'm very mistaken, uh, I reviewed 2K. I think it was 21, and I don't think we've had PGA Tour game since. So
Oh, so this is good for us then, for Switch 2
I'm quite
players.
interested. I enjoyed it. It had some issues, but uh, golf is one of those games I tend to enjoy most golf games, unless they're really knackered. So I'm assuming this is going to play even better on Switch 2. And I guess that's about all I have to say. Looking forward to it
Do you
when I get to it.
quick golf related question, do you like the sort of games that take golf and put a spin on it? Like, I guess, is it Golf Story and those kinds of games? Or do you prefer the
Oh, I
more
love Golf
realistic?
Story.
Yeah? Yeah, yeah?
I mean, they're all good. I mean, 2K25 is, or 25, however you say it, is a simulation, so it's
Mhm,
going to play more straight. But yeah, I loved Golf Story as a quirky RPG. I thought that
mm,
was so much fun. And Mario Golf is more cartoony and
mhm.
arcadey, and that's fun too. So
Cool.
yeah, it works. Which is funny because I don't golf in real
That was
life.
my next question. Have you ever golfed in real life? But no, okay.
Not very well,
Yeah.
anyway.
I've only played once and I also did not do well, but that's all right. Next
Yeah.
up, and I can't remember if this is part of the montage or not. Sorry, I think it was. I think it was all the way down to Resident Evil. Was the montage? So Shadow Tactics: Blades of the Shogun, which I think Kirk has highlighted, which is another stealthy
Yes.
game, is it? It's a bit of a stealth kind of thing.
Yeah, and this is the game that I totally missed. So if it
Ah,
was still part of the montage, then that does explain a little bit
Ah,
mhm.
Oh, boy, I missed it. But yeah, this game, it's funny because when they first announced the Switch 2 and I was considering all the ports that were coming over, one of the first thoughts I had was, I wonder if I'm finally going to get to play Shadow Tactics. Because this game I always thought looked fantastic. I think most of our listeners might know what is it, the Commando series, where you kind of like it's sort of like a sandbox environment where there are guards, you have missions, and you have to figure out how to take people out and like set up moves with different people and time them so you can stealth your way through things or take people out without them knowing. I played a game on the Macintosh. I think it was called Robin Hood: The Legend of Sherwood,
Mm.
which was this kind of game, except obviously, set in old England. Um, but this one is set in Edo era Japan. And I've talked before about how that's probably my favorite setting for video games for one reason or another. But I always thought it just looked so cool, and it is finally, heading our way, and I'm very excited to get my hands on this game.
Yeah.
And it has mouse support.
Oh,
So a
nice.
game like this where you're controlling people and like clicking on them and getting them to move to a certain spot at a certain time, much easier to use with a mouse than it would be with a game controller. So I love that it's hitting the Switch 2 with that functionality.
That is brilliant. Yeah, I didn't realize this was an older, like slightly older game. It's from 2016 originally. It's had various
Mhm.
releases on other consoles, and finally, yeah, we get a version. It does look really neat. I love the tactical. It's like a real time tactical sort of thing, isn't it? Yeah, yeah.
Yes. Yeah, like usually there'll be like guards and you kind of have to memorize their pattern and say, okay, if I get someone
Mm,
here at this time and then distract them with this, and then I can move here, then I'm going to be able to get, yeah, a lot of decision making. But if it plays like the other games in this style that I played before, then there's usually not just one solution to accomplish the mission. You can kind of figure it out and do it your own way.
very cool. It sounds a bit like your style too, then, Trev. Are you interested?
I was looking on the Nintendo site here. I haven't really read properly, but it looks like there's three different listings. Are there different like
Huh.
campaigns, and then one is like the bundle, like the full game, or do you know anything about that?
Yeah, I think the main game is Shadow Tactics Blades of the Shogun. And then there's DLC, which is that Aiko's Choice. And
Oh,
if you
okay,
get the Ultimate Bundle, then I believe you're getting both of them in one shot.
Cool.
okay.
Okay. That sounds pretty good. That comes out on March the 18th for Switch 2.
Yep.
Very exciting. Very exciting. Uh,
Sorry, one more
yeah.
question, and I know this is my own little quirk with um, rating oddities, but why is it rated Teen 2M and not just
Oh.
Teen or M?
Maybe some of the content, like, didn't you say there's different packages? Like, one of them must be teen, one must be M. So if you get the whole bundle,
I
it's
don't know.
M, maybe.
That sort of thing just drives me.
Yeah.
It's like it's so weird.
It is
I
weird.
don't know why it bugs me, but it does.
Does that make sense to you, Kirk? Do you think?
Yeah, I think so. Except the main one, like if you just bought the standard version without the bonus, it's rated mature.
Oh, okay.
So
So they
I
all should
don't.
be mature.
Yeah, because you can't play Aiko's Choice, I don't believe, without the main game. But
Hmm.
maybe I'm wrong.
Yeah, interesting. Okay.
I just try not to look at
Yeah,
that portion of the game while I play the DLC.
Yeah, avert your eyes. Yep, exactly.
Uh,
Next up is Tales of Arise Beyond the Dawn edition, which yeah, it was the last part of the little montage. So I'm glad you caught this one, Kirk. Switch 2 is coming on May the 22nd. Now, this definitely looks like a Kirk game to me.
yeah. Not only is it a current game, I've already played it.
Ah, uh-huh.
I think that's what snapped me back from work to more important things like a Nintendo Direct.
Mhm.
Yeah, this is another game in the Tales series, and there have been quite a few of these that have been released for Nintendo systems, like Tales of Vesperia, and what's the one? Tales of Graces, I think. Is that coming our way or hasn't been released? There are so many.
Mm.
Uh, but yeah, this one I finished on the PlayStation. And the interesting thing about it is, I like the first game I ever played on this was one that in this series it came out for the DS, Tales of the Abyss. I'm pretty sure it was. And every Tales game I played after that, I didn't enjoy nearly as much until this one, which I absolutely loved.
Mm.
Um, So yeah, if you're a fan of JRPGs, this one like the characters are a little older. It's a little more. I keep saying mature. I don't mean mature. It's just the characters are more adult. Um, I hopefully you understand what I'm trying to say
Yeah.
here.
Yes, definitely. Yes, I get
Like
you
the other
mean.
games weren't kiddie, but the story takes itself a little more seriously, I guess I should say.
Mhm.
But it's an excellent game. Easily my second, possibly my favorite of the entire series. So I
Cool.
think this is a great addition for the Switch too.
Very nice. Yes. And is Beyond the Dawn edition, is that the Switch 2 edition, or is that a previous edition that's being brought to Switch 2? Do you know?
I don't know. Maybe there was bonus content that had that. I didn't
Mm,
play any DLC or bonus content after I finished the game, so I'm not entirely sure. But usually, yeah, what that'll mean is all kinds of stuff that you had to pay extra for back in the day are now included in the initial price.
cool. Awesome. That's very good. Yes, actually, you're right. It is the Beyond the Dawn expansion, and there's
Okay.
in-game costumes and items that is bundled in with this edition. So yeah, you're getting kind of the full package, which is pretty cool. Yeah, and it says like 20 hours of additional gameplay with the Beyond the Dawn
Okay.
expansion. So on top of your
Ooh.
already probably whatever 100.
Yeah, it was a pretty long game, so
Yeah,
you'll be getting a lot. Yes.
yeah, that's cool. That's very cool. Thank you, Kirk. Resident Evil Requiem was up next. We kind of already know a lot about that. But the one thing to mention is that there is new amiibo arriving this summer. The two main characters, I believe, whose names escape me right this at this moment in
Well,
time.
Oh,
Yeah,
Leon
Leon.
Kennedy was one of
Leon
them.
and
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Oh, and
Ash
Grace.
stuff.
Yeah, Ashcroft.
Yeah, Grace Ashcroft.
Yeah, that's it.
Right? Okay.
So they are coming in summer, whereas the game itself is coming out this month, February 27th. So a few months to wait for the amiibo. I was looking at my Nintendo store just before, actually. I didn't see them on there, but I don't know if I guess they'll be added to there at some point. They're not there yet, at least not in Australia. Maybe they are in the US, but yeah.
I'll
And
be curious to
we didn't
see
know
if
about
they
them,
sell
right?
out.
Sorry, I missed both of those. Okay.
Go, Trev.
Okay, go Trev.
Trev.
Oh no, I was just gonna say, unlike the Pro Controller, we didn't know about the amiibo, right? Until this direct.
We knew about the Pro Controller. I don't know if we knew about the Amiibo, but it
Yeah,
might have been
because
new. Yeah.
I
No,
think
I
they were
think we
new.
knew that the Amiibo were coming, but we hadn't seen them until the direct.
Yeah,
Yes,
that's
that
what it
sounds right.
is. Yep. That's cool. Yeah. And Kirk,
And
sorry.
they look good, right?
They did. Yeah, well they
Like
do.
I really think Amiibo that look like I don't want to say human, but like the cartoony characters of the Mario things, they're fun, but they look so much cooler when they look like real little people.
Yeah. Yeah, yeah.
Like in the Fire Emblem or Xenoblade Chronicles Amiibo that I have.
Mhm.
You like them more mature, more adult.
Yeah.
A
Exactly.
little more melodrama in their faces.
Yeah, they have those pained expressions on their face. I mean,
They
poor.
look like they've suffered.
Oh yeah. Well, I mean, the trailer was pretty good for the game itself. You see the difference between the two characters and what
Yeah.
they have to go through. And poor
I
Grace.
don't think Leon's aim was too good. Was it Leon trying to shoot? He didn't hit a single target.
Yeah, what was going on
But
there?
but he's strong and he can push them away, so he doesn't need to hit them.
Yeah,
Yeah, I did like when he picked up the chainsaw. I thought that was cool. So you got to do that
I
with the
think you
zombie.
were right too, Kirk. I think you were saying about will they sell out? I wouldn't be surprised because the Pro Controller sold out.
Yeah, that's true. Yep. So let's keep an eye on when they will be available to pre-order because they will sell out quickly. Yeah,
Mhm.
very cool. So that was Resident Evil Requiem. Yeah, out February 27th. There's obviously the other two, what is it, 7 and 8, Resident Evil 7 and 8 coming out at the same time with gold editions. But this is getting towards the end of the direct, and they said they had one more announcement, which ends up being kind of 3 announcements, but it was from the same team. And they said it, and I never really heard this word, but it's Bethesda. How do you even say it?
Bethesda.
Bethesda. That's it. Bethesda. Thank you. I'm so bad with pronunciations, as you can tell. And that was really cool because they're bringing Fallout 4 Anniversary Edition to Switch 2, which comes out this month on February 24th. Who would like to talk to that one? Was that Kirk or Trevor? I don't know who highlighted it. Sorry.
Trev highlighted it, but if it's okay, Trev, I'll go ahead and start on
Oh,
this.
did
Sure.
I? I don't even remember highlighting
Oh,
it.
maybe I
Yeah,
did.
go ahead.
Maybe I did highlight it. Okay. I
Yep.
thought it was already highlighted. Huge fan of the Fallout series, except I have very limited access to it
Mhm.
because back in the day when they were like top-down isometric RPGs, they both came to the Macintosh, Fallout and Fallout 2. Absolutely loved, like maybe my favorite like RPGs that came out, and
Wow.
that includes
Wow.
like the Baldur's Gate games. It includes I can't remember some of the other names right now, too far back. But boy, I used to live for these kind of games, and yeah, they were both fantastic. I loved the stories. I loved. I mean, they had dog meat. They had a dog named Dog Meat, who was very helpful throughout the games. But yeah, you could level up how you wanted and approach the game how you wanted to go through it, and you could become really good at like heavy weaponry, but then which was great at the end, but it would make you a little more vulnerable up front where you didn't really need it and things were slow. And so much to think about and so many ways to play out. And then Fallout 3 never came to the Mac, and Fallout 4 never came to anything that I had. So I'd only ever played the first two. And although I'm sad that I'm going to be missing Fallout 3, although I think I saw somewhere, maybe it was just a rumor that they would eventually remaster that and roll that out again too. But thrilled to finally be able to play another Fallout game. They're completely different now, obviously,
Mm,
than
mhm.
from the way they were in the '90s or the 2000s or whenever they came out. But don't care. Looking forward to hopping back into this universe, and maybe now I'll even start watching that TV show that they have.
Yes, I did start to watch that. I've only watched 1 episode of season 1, but I think season 2 has wrapped up now, I believe, and it's everyone seems to love it, so yeah, that's cool. That's awesome, thank you, Kirk. I've never even played a Fallout game, and probably because I've not had any access to it either. Looking at what's on the Switch 2 currently, it's only 1 Fallout game, and it's like Fallout Shelter, I think, which is a mobile spin-off that got ported to the Switch, I think, a few years ago.
Yeah, that's kind of like a management thing. You're managed. The games, at least the old ones, always started off with you kind of in a shelter
Mhm.
where the survivors of the nuclear war were residing, and you have to go out and like find resources or something. I can't remember. There may have been they were running out of something, so you have to venture out into the wasteland. And those games were sims for keeping the shelter running with various resources that you have to collect and such.
Yeah. Okay. So have you tried that one? Have you played that one?
No,
No. Okay.
nah.
Just know a bit about it. Yeah.
Yeah.
And Fallout 4, the reason it's called Anniversary Edition is because it was the 10-year anniversary last year. So it came out on other consoles in November. So we're not too far behind, February 24th with the Switch 2 edition. We knew it was coming, but now we have a release date and it's not far away at all. So that's really cool. Trev, did you have anything to add to the Fallout 4 Anniversary Edition release or generally your Fallout experience to date?
Uh, no, no, I really have no Fallout experience to speak of, but I'm trying hard to get a review code for us for Kirk
Oh, nice. Yeah.
over this. So I'll keep at it and um, yeah, wish for the best.
Yeah, definitely. That would be neat for sure. Yes. Cool. There's the next game in the list is Indiana Jones and the Great Circle, which we did know was coming to Switch 2. We did not have a date. Now we do. It is May the 12th, which is only a few short months away. This looks like I think it's set between what did they say? Was it Raiders of the Lost Ark and no, I can't remember. It was set between two movies anyway.
Yeah, Last
Raiders and Lost
Crusade.
Crusade. Yeah. Yeah. So
Because
that
remember, Temple of Doom was set, I think, before Raiders. So
yeah, which always
that's why
throws
it's
me because
confusing
it's
to me.
obviously the second movie, but
Mhm.
yeah, it's actually before that.
No, I never knew that. Is that true?
I I don't know.
That chronologically it happens before the first Raiders?
It is.
According to Trev.
Wow.
So
What?
All right.
No, it's not just according to me. According to go to I don't know Wikipedia or whatever.
Just the master of the Indiana Jones lore is
yes.
Trevor.
No, because it confused me too. To be honest, when they said that, I'm like, are they forgetting about Temple of Doom? I know it
Yeah.
was the darkest, and then like, oh wait, no, that was before Raiders. Like, because otherwise, we're short round in Raiders, right? Wouldn't make sense.
Uh yeah, I guess so.
I just
What?
assumed he picked him up somewhere after Raiders and then lost him before Indiana Jones 3.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't know. I don't think I knew that either, but anyway, that's cool.
Keep talking. I'm going to make
Okay,
sure.
alright. But
I'm like
this
95% sure I'm right.
Oh yeah, no, I totally trust you. I just
yeah, I
I
do
never heard
also.
that.
I have no better information or intel, so
I don't know if I trust myself now. You guys are making me second guess. Yes. Okay. So Temple of Doom is set in 1935,
Okay.
whereas Raiders of the Lost Ark was set. When was it set? In the later 30s? Set in 36. Okay, so a year
Okay.
before.
Yep. And this is set in 1937. They did say that in the trailer as well. So yeah, it's after Raiders of the Lost Ark. I don't know when Crusade is set, but it's during World War II. So presumably after what? When did that begin? 39 or something. So yeah. Anyway, it looks really good. It looks like a movie. It looks like another Indiana Jones movie, which I think is really neat. But like an interactive movie. So, you're whipping enemies, you're swinging around, places, and there's fire and all sorts of things to work through. It kind of reminded me a little bit, and you guys can tell me if this is true or not because I've not got a lot of experience with Tomb Raider, but it looked a little Tomb Raider-ish in its kind of setup a bit, like the part where he's exploring and it's that third person perspective, I suppose. Oh, is it third person? Actually, it looked like it was first person at some point. It's like the whipping.
Maybe you can switch like the other game there.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm not sure now, actually. I thought, because I remember seeing him whipping from the first person perspective. I'm like, that looks
Yeah,
hard.
and like
That looks hard.
I'm on the eShop now, and there are definitely scenes where he's fighting somebody in first person perspective
Yeah,
and
okay.
throwing a spear at a giant snake.
I hate
Yeah,
snakes.
why did it have to be snakes?
38 was Last Crusade. You know what that means?
Yeah.
So 35 Temple of Doom, 36 Raiders, 37 this game,
Hmm.
38 Last Crusade. Like indie band, 4 straight years. He
Yeah.
didn't get a break.
No, he did not. He was very busy.
It makes you wonder how he can hold down his teaching job.
Yeah, when did he get time to do that? Just at
He
the
took a lot of
beginning.
sabbaticals.
Yeah, just at the beginning of each movie, he would teach a few classes, and then
Well, between Last Crusade and Crystal Skull, he had a decent gap for teaching.
that's true. He did. He did a lot of teaching. Yeah.
Yeah, you know what's funny about this? When I watched Crystal Skull and couldn't stand like 3/4 of it, I kept thinking every scene that's happening, it's like I think they're just setting up a video game for this movie. Why are we swinging through trees right now? Except that would be fun to do in a video game. And
Yeah.
now I wonder if a video game playing through it that's not based on a movie might actually be better than Crystal Skull was.
Yeah. Yeah, probably. I didn't hate Crystal Skull, but I do know what you mean about the swinging thing. That was the kid, right? He just suddenly befriended monkeys and swung through
Shia LaBeouf.
that was yeah, that was very odd, I have to admit, even when I watched because we watched that not long ago because the kids hadn't seen it. And I was like, "Why is he swinging through the trees like a monkey? Like, you can't just do that. That's not something you
Yeah,
just pick up,
it's-
you know?"
yeah.
Anyway, I digress. Thoughts on this game though, Trev? You interested?
I also like Crystal Skull. Oh, on this game?
Yeah. Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
it looks really good. I've heard a lot of good things about
Mm,
it. I think it gets some Game of the Years on at least nominations on a PlayStation or whatever. Um,
mm,
I do want to learn more about the plot and the story
mhm.
because not every indie story is created equally. Obviously, some people don't like Crystal Skull because, spoiler, it's a little more sci-fi, but
Yeah.
um,
Oh, there are many more reasons to not like it than because it was sci-fi.
I know it nuked the fridge or whatever. But anyway, um,
The fridge,
this
yeah.
game is on my. I want to learn more about it, but based on just looks and what I've heard, it looks and sounds great.
It does, yeah. The voice acting sounds really good as well. I think it was is it Troy Baker who's the voice? I don't can't remember now, but he does a really good job from what I've heard as Indy. And it's yeah, originally 2024, so it's not a very old game at all. It's only 2 years old, not even really, because it's when was it released? December 2024, so
Mm.
late 2024. It's only just over a year old. So this will be really good. I think this will be really nice for fans. This is the sort of thing again, Kirk, as you said at the very beginning of the show, things we would not have seen on Nintendo consoles previously. Add
Yeah.
this to the list. So yeah, very
And
exciting.
and not too far behind. Like you said, in fact, this one was released so recently for other systems that you have to pay for the DLC separately.
Right.
instead
There
of
you go.
instead of having
Yeah.
it bundled in.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Because it was December 2024 for Xbox, April last year for PlayStation 5. So yeah, and then May. So about a year after PlayStation, it comes to the Switch 2. And I like that they, hopefully that means they spent time optimizing it for the Switch 2 and making it work as well as possible. Yeah, this could be really cool. This could be a really good game for the Switch 2. I mean, we already know it's well received, so yeah, hopefully it does a good job on the Switch 2. And playing it in handheld will be a fun feature for a lot of fans. You know, and just for us who haven't had access to it previously, well, that's a neat feature in itself. Yeah.
A
So
lot of these games are boom, boom, boom. I'm looking at these dates. We got
yeah,
Resident Evil at the tail end of February. Then we got Indie early May, and then we got a week later, not Shadow Tactics, Beyond the Dawn there,
mm-hmm.
Tales of the Arise. So
Yeah,
it's like, wow.
yeah. There is a lot. There's a lot coming. We didn't even get through to speak to all of the games, but there was a lot to go through. So we'd love to know your favorites, of course. Was there anything else you guys wanted to mention about the direct or any of these games before we do close things off for the week?
I would like to know what happened to Dusk Bloods. I expected more on
Oh,
that since
yeah.
that game was, one of the early games that they announced along with the Switch 2. And haven't heard anything.
Yeah, that's a good question. Is that considered second party or it's not first
Is that?
party, but is it published by Nintendo or not?
Well, let me look that up because that could explain it.
Maybe not. Sorry. No, From Software is the
Okay.
publisher. Yeah, maybe that's just not ready yet. You're right. But maybe that's second half because I think they did say 2026, didn't they, for that one?
Mm.
Mm, yeah.
Yeah, maybe it'd be like the fall or something.
Yeah. 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 Could be. That could be interesting. But that's a good question. Anything else from you, Trev? Any other questions or highlights you wanted to speak to?
Uh, no, I feel bad for the games we
Yeah.
missed, but that's just, I mean, we're
There's just
well
so
over an
many.
hour already.
Yeah, I know. There's
Like,
so
I
many.
never played a Digimon game. I don't know if you guys ever played Digimon,
No.
like Digimon Story of Time Stranger. That looked kind of interesting.
Yeah. How does Digimon exist alongside Pokemon, like without being sued? Like they had that Pal World, and everyone said it's too similar. How does Digimon? How does that coexist? They just
Because one's in your pocket and one's digital.
okay. Is it related?
I have no idea. I never played them, but I just was watching the footage. I thought it looked interesting. So
Mm, yeah, and it's been around a long
uh,
time too. Yeah,
it has, yeah.
since the
But I
90s.
figure, if I haven't researched it after all these years or decades, even, I mean, I don't know.
Yeah,
Maybe it's not that interesting to me, but at least this one I thought looked pretty intriguing. I'd be willing to learn more.
yeah, yeah, definitely. Yes, there's a lot to look forward to. As I said, please let us know your favorite games in the direct. What are you looking forward to the most? Any?
Oh, I did have one point, Jim. I'm
Oh, yes,
sorry.
please do let
I was
us
just
know.
thinking about it. Again, we're so focused on Switch 2, but a lot of these games are coming out on Switch 1
Hmm.
as well. Not all of them, but a lot.
Yeah,
So
like Digimon,
even if
that
you
was an
haven't
example.
upgraded,
Yeah,
yeah.
Bomberman
So
Collection, that was also on both. Yeah, yeah, there's quite a few. Yeah, which is good. Like yeah, because you're very good at
that another Eden game that we talked about. That's
mhm,
another one.
Kyoto Xanadu, which we didn't get to talk to, but that's another interesting one. That's on both Switch 1 and 2. Yeah, there's
Mm.
heaps to look forward to. And yeah, I do love that the Switch 1 is at least being supported quite well. Obviously, yeah, we did focus on Switch 2, and a lot of these games would not run on Switch 1. But there is plenty still coming. Even another Eden Begins, that one that I briefly mentioned, that's Switch 1 and 2. So yeah, there's heaps. Did you just say that, Trev? Sorry if you did. So
That's okay. You guys are always saying stuff that I repeat, so
all
I
good.
don't do it on purpose.
No, all good. All right. Well, thank you both very much for joining me this week. Thank you, listeners. If you'd like to support us and get yourself a copy of the Pure Nintendo magazine, you can head on over to patreon.com/Pure Nintendo and subscribe over there. And our latest issue is very close to being finalized. So look out for more details very soon. If you'd like to follow us on social media, you can do so over on Blue Sky, see what we're up to over there. Check out our website for all our latest reviews. There's heaps coming up soon, as Trev and Coco both alluded to. You guys have been so busy with those. I need to get some happening too once the magazine's ready. But thank you again. And until next week, game on, everybody. Bye. Bye.